I thought they were both 25s or 35s when I got them, but I didn't quite read the side of them enough. So I have two different motors now. Anyway, that one's seized, that one's free, so I'm going to work on the easy one first. I got both of these motors from a scrapyard about an hour north of where I live. And he had outboards that were just piled up all on top of each other. So I got these two thinking that parts would be interchangeable, since that one was a long shaft, this was a short shaft, that had electric start, this one didn't. I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll put them together and make some like weird Franken motor. But they are two different. Even the exhaust housing is different, so they will be both their own independent motors. No Franken motoring going on. Yeah, so now we're just gonna break into it. First thing we're gonna look at is what the inside of the cylinder looks like and how good these plugs are, and check if we have spark. So cover is easy enough to pop off. You just throw this lever down and lift the cover off. Plugs are coming off easy enough. They don't look too bad. So, I mean, so far this motor isn't looking half bad, since it has compression. It turns over and has compression. If we have spark, then I'll be really surprised that this thing ever went to the scrapyard. So let's see. I'm not touching any part of the metal because I don't want to get shocked. We have spark. See if you guys can see that. That is very promising. So right here is your basic tiller control. You twist that, it moves the mechanisms up here. They only move part way right now because we're in neutral. Put it in forward, you get full articulation there. But one thing I'm seeing that I don't like is that when this is at full throttle, the carb's only opening up a little bit. So that might be why this thing ended up in the scrapyard. They couldn't get any RPMs out of it. So typically this part right here controls the throttle. That'll open it up all the way. You can see that little indicator pin show you that it's opening all the way. So I don't know if that's worn down or there's a little bar here that comes back. So it looks like this piece. Yep, pushing on that opens the butterfly valve. So at full throttle, that is out of adjustment. So we likely just found in the first 5 minutes of working on this thing why this thing was scrapped. This is a 1977 35 horsepower Evinrude. It's just kind of what it is. It's an OMC motor. They made 1 million of them. This one's in surprisingly good condition. All the stickers are still on it. Not too much of corrosion, just some dirt. It needs a general cleanup, and this will be a good motor. I was considering throwing it on this little 8.5 foot hydroplane, but given that this motor weighs 110 pounds, I think it might be a little too much for it and might sink it. So I'll stick with the 15 that I have for now. So right off the bat, I see that there's 2 flathead screws right here that hold the airbox on, and it looks like one more right off to the side here. So flathead screwdriver should be the trick. One thing I've noticed with these OMCs, using just a couple basic tools, which foot inflatable dinghy, that's rated for 8 horsepower. So yes, it's way overpowered, and yes, it is a lot of fun. That I didn't really care. So they're not interchangeable whatsoever. Alrighty, take a look at our carburetor. So here you can see the actuator moving right here, and this guy is a choke. So that butterfly valve, when held on, closes that, forcing air to get sucked in through all the other orifices in the carburetor. Push on it, opens it up, turns off the choke. That pulled right out. Cool. Easy. This little grommet that came off with it right there. It's a little dark, but you can see it right there, that little screw. And that can move kind of along that shaft right there. See, it's spinning a little bit. All right. We are at full throttle now. Got full articulation. So right here, that's our throttle. And when I give it throttle, you can see it completely move away from that housing right there once it comes in contact with the lever back here. So you still get timing advance, but it goes beyond, I guess, what they could get that to do because of clearance issues. So next up will be the carburetor. Those look like 1/2 inchers, and it looks like someone has fought with them before. Assuming this is a 1/2 inch. Let's see if I'm right. Haha, correct. It even comes off easily. On outboards, and don't plan to. Okay, I got the carburetor off. You can see in there, it's looking surprisingly clean, which I'm happy about. Carb's down there. Unfortunately, this fuel line will have to be replaced now because that is super cracked. But it's probably not bad that I had to do that anyway. So yeah, we'll get back to it. Time to rebuild the carburetor. Alright, so next on the adventure is the fuel line. And I got thinking to it, this thing hasn't been running a while. And I started dinking around and pulling on this line, and it came to me, I'm fairly certain there's still fuel in here. So after cleaning your carb and then putting it back up together in an engine that hasn't been run for a while, you have bad fuel in these lines. So it's best to drain them first. Get all that old gas out of there. That way you don't have to rebuild the carb again. So probably a good thing I'm taking this off. It's fighting me just like the carb was, so I'm likely going to have to slice it up and make it work. Boom. Fish this guy out of here. Now we know we need that size fuel line and that long of it. Underneath and then up. It is gnarly under there. Boom. All the way through. Keep it from moving. There we go. Alright, I was super bummed. As I was editing this video, it turns out that all the rest of the footage I have is corrupt. So you don't get to see anything of me finishing, putting it back together, and starting it up. Sorry to burst your bubble and not have any climactic finish to this video and showing you the engine running for the first time in who knows how long. I can say it did run awesome. Started up maybe on the second pull and did everything it needed to do. Hope you like it. Subscribe if you want. Like the video, and thanks for watching. See you next time.